Our personal standards are derived or not from our formative years, our current environment, what we nurture, and what we lend our energy to.
We got to get out of the house. We got to go some places. So it will be places. You know, so many times I've talked to my sisters and my brothers, and they're like, I can't wait for God to send my Boaz or my Ruth. And so I'm like, okay, so what do you do? And they're like, I go to work and go home and go to church, and they don't go anywhere. They don't do anything. Now, don't get me wrong. The great God that we serve does not need our help in finding our mate, y'all. But we got to give God something to work with. We got to go out and explore our horizons. We got to go out so we're able to meet quality singles.
Many of us have role models in our personal lives. They're from our families, they're our loved ones, they're people that we may work with, they're people we may see on television. So what I did with the she and the he is find men and women of the Bible that possess characteristics that are healthy and help us to maintain being whole and free in mind, body, and spirit. So what you will see throughout the presentation will be brief PSAs of who these wonderful people are, as well as characteristics that can encourage us to strive for a healthy standard of living, to be whole, to fulfill our purpose, because we are here on purpose.
She has the determination of the woman with the issue of blood because she understands that pressing your way to be in the presence of Jesus, your total healing and deliverance can happen. Whatever it is that you're facing in life, don't let it stop you from being in the presence of Christ. She has the acumen of Lydia because she's a successful businesswoman. She makes good sound judgment and decisions. She has a heart for God's people, and she also seeks God on a deeper spiritual level.
She has the constructive influence of Eve because she sees where help is needed and she draws nearer to She has the boldness of Deborah because she has wisdom and courage. And she isn't afraid to use those characteristics to be an impactful leader.
She has the faith of Ruth because, one, she is kind. A modern-day Ruth chooses kindness even when the favor is not returned. She chooses to have a gentle spirit and to walk in grace daily because of the grace that has been shown to her. That's all she needs to be a kind person.
It's definitely important to remain focused, especially when you're single, because you want to make sure you are doing the will of God, that you're focused, that you can hear him, when he speak, when you can hear the whispers, you can hear the shouts, etc.
You need to, if you're single, really spend time. Number one, spend time on your faith with God, your relationship with God. I'm not going to get very churchy in here, but I really want you guys to understand that when you're single, it's extremely important to work on your relationship with God, because your relationship with God determines how you do things. It determines how you move. It determines where you go, what you spend time on, who you spend time with, which is really important because it's a part of developing who you are going to become.
He has the stability of Boaz because he has his own. He is established. He is a provider. He is a protector. He is compassionate. He is observant. He is a man of integrity, and he is a man of great generosity. He has the wisdom of Solomon because the foundation of his wisdom comes from God. He seeks God's counsel for all things at all times. He leans not into his own understanding, but allows God to direct his paths, his judgments, and his decision-making.
He has the insight of Paul because he understands the value of discernment as it relates to maintaining a healthy prayer life and hearing from God. He has the drive of Samson because he knows the importance of a strong, consistent, and committed work ethic.
Number one is competence. Whether Joseph found himself tending to sheep or whether he was interpreting dreams for Pharaoh, he was competent in whatever he did. As a matter of fact, the Bible even records that Pharaoh's house was blessed just because Joseph was there. So what am I saying? Your relationships, your job, your family, your friends, they'll all be blessed just because you're there and because you're competent in what you do.
And everything just unfolded for me, and I was able to get my assignment completed and turned in time. So my faith at that time was the size of a mustard seed, literally the size of a mustard seed. Faith is knowing that he's God, knowing that he's faithful and going to do just what he said he's going to do. And he rewards them who.
My vision for the She online conference was to bring wonderful people together in the virtual space, in the digital space, in the online space, to share and to encourage each other. Everyone, all of us should be free, focused, reassured, enlightened, and empowered, no matter what station we are in life. That connects us to being whole. And in being whole, we can fulfill the purpose and plan that God has for us. Because it doesn't matter what our relationship status is. If we're not whole in Him and we're not moving towards what He has for us to fulfill in the earthly realm and living a life of purpose, living a life of peace, living a life of joy, living a life that is going to be tough sometimes. But when we are whole, we can move forward in Him. Let's be free.